Hello friends, let us discuss again today the model answer for the yesterday's question. As you remember, yesterday we gave a case study and we told that today we will be discussing the model answer for that. So now let us see what is that case study and what can be the model answer for the same. See, the case study was like this. A tribal artist painting criticizing a government mining policy goes viral. Political leaders seek sedition charges on that tribal artist. How do now the question is, how do you uphold freedom of expression while managing public order? So this is the case study. So now, as I have already told in earlier videos also, we usually use Hitter's dilemma paradigm and Potter box model to break and to analyze the case study, and then we will see what are the options, what are the steps can be taken, and then we will use ethical theories, etc., to justify those options whichever we are selecting. So here, uh, tribal artist painting criticizing government approved mining project on indigenous land goes viral. Political leaders denounce the artwork as anti-national and demand sedition charges. Now, as a district magistrate, uh, a moral and legal dilemma is faced here. Now, how to balance the constitutional freedom with public order amid political pressure is the crux of this case study. So now let us see how we'll proceed. So now, first of all, let us understand what are the core ethical and legal issues. Now, core ethical and legal issues, because here legal issues are also involved, because IPC will be involved, and also Constitution is anyway involved, fundamental rights are involved. So therefore, we are also telling, along with ethical, legal issues are also involved. And as a bureaucrat, as a civil servant, you cannot do illegal thing and you cannot do unethical thing, because legality is very, very important, but legality coupled with ethical nature of your action also is equally important. So we have to discuss ethical and legal issues both together. So first is freedom of expression versus public order. Now, freedom of expression is mentioned in Article 19(1)(a), and public order is there in 19(2), because in 19(2) some exemptions that freedom of expression can be curtailed when it is in public interest or public order. So all those things are given in 19(2). So basically, it's Article 19(1)(a) versus 19(2). So here we will have to quote some Supreme Court cases also to justify our action, because once Constitution 2 articles are involved, definitely we have to quote that. So that also we'll see how. Now, second point is misuse of sedition law. Now, sedition law is given in IPC 124A. So misuse of sedition law is also an important issue here. Now, third is voice of marginalized communities, tribals are marginalized communities anyway, versus state power. So this is again an important dilemma, voice of marginalized communities versus state power. And fourth is political interference versus constitutional morality. So these are the ethical and legal dilemmas involved here. Now, what can be the ethically justifiable course of action? Let us see that. So first step, reject sedition charges based on Supreme Court direction. Earlier also I told you we will have to quote Supreme Court cases here, because Constitution, IPC and all those things are involved. So if Supreme Court has given some judgment which is relevant here, we have to quote that. And we are now accordingly quoting two judgments. One is SG Bombkere versus Union of India. It is in 2022 judgment. So it says, or in this judgment, Supreme Court suspended the operation of IPC section 124A, because 124A is sedition section. So in this latest judgment of 2022, Supreme Court has suspended the operation of IPC 124A, directing governments not to file new FIRs or pursue existing cases of sedition. So this is clear direction by the Supreme Court. Furthermore, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, as all of you know, a new IPC has been replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Now, this 2023, which are rules, etc., are being framed, and soon it will be implemented also. So, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2022 to 23 omits sedition entirely, replacing it with a narrower definition of threats to sovereignty. Charging the artist would thus be legally untenable and ethically improper. So, on the one hand, Supreme Court has already suspended the sedition section. On the other hand, the act which is going to replace IPC does not contain sedition provision itself. It has narrowed down the whole provision. So, therefore, charging the artist would be legally untenable and ethically improper. So, first step, we have to straightway reject the sedition charges, which is being pressed by political leaders and other pressure groups. Second point is dialogue and de-escalation, because once you have told that, yes, we are not going to file sedition charges, then second you have to do is, you have to dialogue with all other stakeholders and de-escalate the whole issue. So convene a stakeholder dialogue with tribal leaders, local authorities, and civil society to ensure constructive engagement, reducing potential unrest without resorting to coercion. So this has to be second step. Third step is transparent public communication. Issue a reasoned public statement explaining the legal position and reaffirming the administration's commitment to constitutional rights. So this is again, I mean, because transparency and communication, this will ensure that public is informed properly and they know what is happening, and whatever is happening is as per law, as per the constitutional provisions. Now, fourth is institutional channels for representation. Encourage the artist to raise concerns through legitimate platforms like Tribal Advisory Council or environment impact hearings, thereby deepening democratic participation. So you have to advise the tribal groups also. Okay, you have already drawn some cartoon and some other things, but there are some formal forums also where you can represent your grievance, and that grievance will be definitely taken into account by the concerned authorities and try to resolve. So these are the four steps. Now, what are the various ethical theories which support this decision? So let us see that. First is constitutional morality, because constitutional provisions you are upholding. Constitution or IPC, these provisions you are upholding. So therefore, this constitutional morality, upholding liberty, dignity, and reason. So this you are doing by taking these steps. Second is Gandhian ethics, protecting the weakest against unjust state action. So here you are standing with the weakest of the society. Third you are doing is Rawlsian justice, ensuring fairness and voice for the marginalized. Then fourth is Nolan principles, integrity, objectivity, and accountability you are showing by taking these steps. Now, what is the conclusion? In a constitutional democracy, dissent, especially from vulnerable communities, is not a threat, but a call for reflection, upholding legal restraint, promoting dialogue, and rejecting political misuse of law, affirm both ethical public service and rule of law. So this is a very reasoned conclusion. So this you can use, because this sums up the whole discussion in a very lucid and ethically loaded words. As I already told in ethics paper, you have to definitely use certain words which are ethically important, or phrases also. You have to quote ethical principles, you have to quote some documents, you can give some examples. So all those things are contained here. So this completes our model answer for the yesterday's case study. Now let us see what question we will be answering tomorrow. Now tomorrow's question is like this. Objectivity in decision making ensures both fairness and efficiency. Critically examine this statement in the context of administrative discretion and rule-based governance in India. So this we need to answer in 150 words. Tomorrow we'll be discussing model answer for this. Now let me read once again this question. Objectivity in decision making ensures both fairness and efficiency. Critically examine this statement in the context of administrative discretion and rule-based governance in India. So basically this question we'll be discussing tomorrow. We will discuss and we will give model answer for that. And tomorrow we will be also again taking up a new case study for which we will be giving model answer day after tomorrow. So thanks a lot for watching this video. We'll meet again tomorrow with the model answer of today's question. So thank you one and all.